This video is brought to you by OneFootball. Hey guys, it's Skinface here and welcome back to episode 52 of my Manchester City career. In today's episode, we're going to be getting ourselves into the January transfer window, so we do have some potentially big deals to be agreed in terms of players coming in and also players coming out as well. Before then, we do have some games to get through. We're going to sim the first game against Bournemouth, we'll play West Ham, and we'll also play Burnley, I think, as well. Might sim it, we'll see exactly how we get on against West Ham. That game against Burnley, though, is just 2 days after West Ham, so a tough one there. And then we'll get into the transfer window. Also got a game at Swansea, might well get onto that one as well in today's episode, but certainly we will get into the January transfer window. Hopefully start putting some bids, maybe start selling players as well. There's still some players to be sold. Before we go any further, if you guys would like to see a bonus episode of this scrimmage come out, then you have 6 hours, and if you hit 90 likes, then you will get one uploaded straight away. Don't forget also, if you're new to the channel or if you just haven't decided to subscribe yet, I'd appreciate if you do go ahead, click that subscribe button as well down below. That'd be absolutely incredible. Let's crack on with today's episode and let's take a look at some of these emails. First of all, we've got Bernardo Silva coming back from injury, and then we do have a risk of losing 5 players as well. Some big names in there, in fact. So we need to try and sign those guys up, otherwise they could well leave free or sign a pre-contract agreement or whatever in January. So we've got to try and sign those guys up. Okay, so a lot of players, in fact, with 7 months left on the contract. A lot more than I thought. Now it's to basically decide which ones we're going to keep, which ones we're going to allow to leave. I think there's going to be a lot of players going to be signing new deals, to be honest. Aguero is a player I'm tempted to not offer a contract to, although if I do get rid of him, I want to try and sell him, because obviously he's quite a valuable player, so it's tempting to just offer him a 2-year contract. That might be something I do, but I'm going to go through them all now. Okay, Mjovic's going to get a new deal, and it is sort of bizarre amounts. The initial starting wage offer was at 45 grand, so I think he's expecting a big wage increase from 4,700. Don't want to go any higher than 60. 60 would be massively too much anyway, so I think we'll go 50 in fact. We'll see what can be agreed. Okay, 35 grand. We'll accept it then. Aguero's on 280 at the moment. We'll offer him 300 and maximum 320. He comes back saying 300 to be an accept. That's a 2-year contract as well. Important first team player, I think, is an interesting one there. We've agreed for Kelly to leave and go to Sheffield United, so we can't sign a new contract for him. Otamendi, however, is another player that it is tempting to keep on for another 2-year contract similar to Aguero. He's got a new contract in real life, and we're going to do the exact same here as well. Let's see what he says to that. 140 has been accepted. Raheem Sterling, of course, going to get a new contract. He's on 120 at the moment, and we are going to not give him 300. That'd be ridiculous. Start at 150. Maximum we'll go is 200. Ooh, too low. Okay, not willing to negotiate any further for Raheem Sterling. Okay, wow. It's a bit worrying. Collins, of course, gets a new deal, but he's not getting 110. That's a ridiculous amount. He's not on much at the moment, but he is going up. He's gone up to 80 overall. So we'll say, I think maximum will go to his 80. And release clause of £70.5 million, wage of 73 grand. Wow, interesting contract. We'll accept it. Might have to renegotiate that release clause that he's got there. Hopeful that Foden can also stay as well. Let's see what happens. 63 grand, 5-year contract. Happy with that. To be honest, I think Garcia's going to leave us, so don't think we'll sign a contract with him. Delph is also going to leave at the end of the season as well, so we're not going to sign a new contract with Fabian. He will leave for, I think, probably a free unless he signs a pre-contract agreement, but no intentions of getting a new contract, so we'll have to look for a new left-back at some point. Ilkey's going to get a new contract. Let's see what he says to that. He's accepted 220 grand, 4-year contract, and I think that's everyone for now. A lot of contracts to do there. Let's crack on with the game against Bournemouth. Let's sim the game. Hopefully ourselves a good result. We've got a game in hand at the moment over Chelsea. We're miles in front of second place. We'll see how we get on. Hopefully going to extend that as well with a victory here. Made a few changes to the team. As you can see, Messi starts. City coming back from injury as well, which is good to see. Bernardo Silva, I think, made it onto the bench coming back from injury. Mbappe has scored 14 minutes in. We'll skip. Finishes 4-1. Great result. But 2 players suspended. Kyle Walker, 2 yellow cards. Same with Otamendi. On to the game against West Ham now. This is the team going to go with Edison, Maffeo, Tar, Stones, Mendy, Goretzka, Malcolm, De Bruyne, Sterling, Aguero, Sané, all starting. This bench I've gone with as well. Very strong team as ever. Let's crack on with the game. Let's try and get ourselves a victory here against West Ham. Okay, let's crack on with this game against West Ham at the London Stadium. Let's find out whether we can get ourselves a victory here in this match. Goretzka. Oh, it's Leroy Sané. It's a great pass. Sané's through here. Good angle for him to shoot, but it's saved. And we'll follow up with Goretzka. De Bruyne is also going to try and keep the attack alive, and he'll shoot here. And it's blocked and shoots again, and he scores. Wow, okay, wasn't expecting that. 15 minutes in, we're taking the lead. De Bruyne scores on his left foot. And it's all come from really sort of lacklustre defending there from West Ham. Defensively not looking very good at all. De Bruyne tries to get a shot away initially, gets blocked, and has another attempt. The defender doesn't do anything with that one, and it flies in the back of the net. 1-0. Malcolm turns his man really well. Still going here, going to shoot. Oh, deflects. Thought it was going to be a goal for us there. So close. Out for a corner. De Bruyne going to deliver into the middle. Can we pick anybody out here? Goretzka's in there, punched away. Goretzka switches to Sterling. What a pass that is. As easy as that as well. Sterling comes inside to Aguero. Aguero turns out to Sané. Oh, hits the bar this time round. So close. another similar opportunity to the one that he had earlier, in fact, which was saved by the goalkeeper. This time hits it probably arguably a little bit better, but still doesn't find the back of the net, remains 1-0. Oh, lovely ball from Aguero. Again finds Sterling. It's that pass every time. Sterling goes for a cross into the middle. Malcolm! Oh, he scores. It's 2-0. We've doubled our lead before half-time. It's a great ball from Raheem Sterling, but the initial pass from Sergio Aguero to pick out Sterling on that right-hand side was incredible. Every single time it goes over the full-back, and Sterling has more pace than him to get there, and he brings it down beautifully. And I was looking for Mendy in the middle, to be honest, but Malcolm gets there ahead of him, hits another volley, 2-0. Oh, what a pass. Oh, beautiful pass, but well played, Ederson. De Bruyne trying to switch it to Leroy Sané. He's actually going to get there as well. I was expecting the keeper to come out. Sané gets there. He's going to go for a cross himself. Sterling tries to meet it, and in fact he will get there. And it's on to Goretzka. Now onto De Bruyne to hit this one from range. De Bruyne hits the bar, followed up by Goretzka, who hits it over. And I was expecting that to be a little bit closer than it was from Goretzka. Half-time, winning the game 2-0. Very impressed with our first-half performance. Let's crack on with the second half. What a pass that is from Goretzka yet again. He just keeps picking them out, doesn't he? Sané to go for a cross this time, a little bit behind our winger, but beautiful ball from Goretzka. All three changes now with 30 minutes to go. We've got Hernandez, Silva and Foden all going to come on. We're going to take off Goretzka, Malcolm and also Stones as well, who's got himself a yellow card. Goretzka I'm probably going to need for the next game, the way that he's playing this match. Incredible performance so far. Hopefully we can continue it with those three changes. What a switch that is from Bernardo Silva. And it's into Raheem Sterling. I assume it's Bernardo Silva. It could have actually been Phil Foden. Sterling going to cut inside. Look for Sané maybe at the back post. Sané gets there and scores. It's 3-0. That's it. Game over. Leroy Sané gets in there perfectly. Heads into the back of the net. No stopping that. Great cross as well from Raheem Sterling. And we've got ourselves the third goal that we needed to kill off the match. Sané was struggling with a little bit of an injury earlier. He seems to have run that off now. Hopefully it's nothing too bad when we get through an email saying he's injured himself, or if we do get one. But very happy to see him score that at the back post. Good header. And couldn't be saved by the keeper, 3-0. Somehow that's only Leroy Sané's third goal for the season in the league, which probably tells you how many goals are being contributed from our striker and Malcolm, primarily Malcolm, who is the top goal scorer in the league, I think with 13 goals, but Sané could get his fourth here, and he does, and he's got himself 2 in this match. It's 4 for the whole season, so he's got himself a couple here to add to his tally, and it's now 4-0, just a couple of minutes later. Comes from a West Ham mistake again. Give away the ball too easily, and we're through. The fullbacks push far too forward here, and it's just allowed Leroy Sané to jog through and smash it home, 4-0. I don't know what's happened to this West Ham defence, but it looks like they want to get absolutely hammered towards the end of this game. Sané going to play through to Aguero. He might be offside, we'll see. No, he's not. He was onside, just managed to stay on. We got ourselves a 5th goal. Sané played it across to. Maybe could have got himself a hat-trick there, Sané, but we went for it anyway. It's 5-0 now. 10 minutes left of this game. It's West Ham's fault. Look how many players they've thrown forward, and they have very few players back now. Aguero puts it past the keeper. 5-0. Foden looking to Sané. Still got a chance to get a hat-trick here if he can shoot from this angle. It's a tight one. Sané shoots. Oh, he scored! It has gone through him. Oh my days, it was the delayed reaction. He's managed to power it the way through the goalkeeper. It is a hat-trick for him. That's his 5th goal of the season. 2 of them have come from the previous however many matches he's played, and the other 3 have come from just this game. It's 6-0 now. Like I say, it's West Ham that are falling apart. They're not getting any players back. This time they do have somewhat of a defence, but no one else other than those defenders, really. And Sané just smashes it. The goalkeeper hopes for the best. He can't handle it. 6-0. Unbelievable how it changed this game. It's not a 6-0 sort of match, but it's West Ham's fault. They pushed loads of players forward when we hit 3-0, and that's obviously cost them 3 more goals since then. Sterling through to Foden, a chance for him to add a 7th maybe. I thought I'd go for it. That's it, 6-0 it finishes. Like I said before, shouldn't have been a 6-0 sort of game really. Should have probably just finished 3, but Sané take home the match ball. It's a good hat-trick for him. 5 shots, 3 goals, and 6 in total in this match. Pretty impressive stuff. 13 shots, 10 on target, 2 shots, 2 on target for West Ham. We've completely smashed them at the home ground, so very happy with that. That puts us 17 points in front of Chelsea, who have obviously not had a particularly good run over the last few games. They seem to have dropped a little bit further back. Got some play drills now as well before we enter the January transfer window, before we go into the game against Burnley, in fact, first. We've brought in Costa, we've got Collins still doing a few drills, but we'll change those around actually this week because it doesn't look like it's going to go up on many of them. I've also got Vieira there who will come in for some more drills now. Okay, so some changes to the player drills. You can see I brought in Vieira and Insua here to fill in those other drills that were obviously taken up by Collins. Let's see how we get on. A few changes, obviously, to try and give other players a chance to go up this week. Vieira has gone up on plenty of different attributes there, and a few of them multiple times as well. Gets close to the next overall. Okay, so this game now against Burnley, which we're also going to sim as well, so we can get into the transfer window, get some deals done in today's episode. Also some players sold as well, which I think is going to be a big thing for us. Quite a strong team that I have out. Obviously some changes. We played 2 days ago. It's going to obviously be inevitable. We have to make some changes. We'll skip the game. 4-0. Really comfortable victory yet again for us. Jesus gets 2 of the goals. Walker and Aguero with the others. Okay, and into the transfer window we go here. We're going to sim just on to January the 1st, and we'll hopefully look at different players and who we're going to be selling and that sort of thing. Maybe even who we're going to be buying. Okay, transfer offer in for Sergio Aguero at Atletico Madrid. His former club come in for him at the start of the month. This is interesting. £49.2 million. Now, he has signed a new deal with us recently, and so it's a tough one to know what to do here, because part of me definitely wants to bring in Dybala. Still want to do that. Sergio, it's obviously difficult to get rid of, but he is 31 now. I'm also tempted to try and sort of move things on a little bit, move different players out of the club and that sort of thing. But he is also scoring, still some good goals, so it's tough to say really. Kelly's left the club; he's gone to Sheffield United. Alvarez has left on loan as well. A training injury here for Jesus out for 2 days. Okay, so Sergio has scored 10 goals in 18 games. He's also got 11 assists as well so far this season. 8 goals in the league, so he's got a good return, a really good return in fact. But he is starting to go down. You can see he's gone down 1 overall so far. What's his attributes like? Yeah, his pace is starting to drop now as well. Long shots starting to go down, same with volleys. I imagine that's going to follow the rest of his stats as well. But can we, if we get rid of him, can we afford to bring in Dybala? Dybala's a very expensive player. I think it's going to be very tough to bring him in. We're going to try. And so I think what we're going to do with the Aguero deal is if they meet, let's say, maybe like 60 million or something, then we will accept it. But they are on 49.2 at the moment, so they have to increase it a little bit more. I think 60 is fair. We are going to delegate, I think, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I also think the cutscene's a bit too long sometimes. We negotiate ourselves when the deal's a little bit bigger. This one's sort of one where we can just delegate, really. So we'll start the offer at, let's say, 62.5, and we'll just don't sell him for any less than 60. Hopefully something can be agreed. I'm obviously not leaving too much room for negotiations there, but 60 is what I want for Aguero. Okay, I'm just going through the squad and taking a look at players that I want to try and list, obviously to be sold. And we are going to recall Garcia back from his loan here. It's going to cost us just under £500,000, but I'm going to recall him to then basically sell him. So his contract's expiring in 6 months. I think it's smart to sell him now rather than going for free at the end of the season. That's what we're going to try and do. No intention of him staying at the club, unfortunately. As much as I like him in real life, and the game is not going to give us enough, really. Okay, so these are the players we have transfer listed. Fabian Delph's been added onto the transfer list now. Similar sort of situation to Garcia in that he has 6 months left on his deal. We want to try and sell him before he runs out of contract. City's also been added onto it as well. Not particularly impressed with him in game. He's back from injury now, so we can sell him. He will have to be replaced, probably. Garcia, Roberts, Messi, Zinchenko, all of those guys also on there, as well as the loan players as well. Some of which might not necessarily be loaned out now. Collins, I'm not really too sure about. We probably won't end up getting rid of him. In fact, he should stay with us. Transfer offer in here for Pablo Maffio. Okay, 2 offers, in fact, from Berlin and 1 from Lyon. Okay, both £20 million. No interest in selling him. I think he's been in great form recently. He's certainly fighting with Kyle Walker. He's definitely the future once Kyle Walker has to move on eventually, but no intention is obviously get rid of Kyle Walker just yet. He's 29, but certainly Maffio's the guy to fill in for him afterwards. Going to reject both the offers. No interest. On to game at Swansea now, the first match of 2020. Unbelievable we've got this far, but yeah, we are going to play the game. This is the halfway point of the season after this match, so it'll tell us a little bit about what sort of points tally we should be aiming for come the end of the season. Let's change around the team. Okay, so this game at Swansea, probably the final game of today's episode now as well. Edison starts. We've got Kyle Walker, Tar, Stones, Mendy, Goretzka, Malcolm, De Bruyne, Sterling, Jesus and Sané all starting. This is the bench I've gone with as well. Hernandez, Silva, Gundogan, Foden, Messi, Mbappe and Aguero all on there. There's quite a lot of players that have gone up in overall as well, which is good to see. Stones, one of the players there, as well as I think Goretzka and Malcolm and Sané. So nice to see that happening in January. Let's crack with this game. Let's see how we get on. Okay, we are at the Liberty Stadium for the match against Swansea. Let's find out how we get on. Try and beat them. Obviously, a 6-0 win against West Ham was the other game we played in today's episode. Hopefully this one can be just as convincing. Sané coming inside early on. Oh my days, this is ridiculous. Sané scores, and is it 7 goals now for him in the season? We've literally scored straight from kickoff. It's absolutely ridiculous. 1 minute 30 in, and I am now considering changing the sliders, I think. We're already on Legendary with the sliders in the opposition's favour. There's not much more I can really do, but I can, I suppose, increase them. We'll see what it does. But yeah, it does seem like that does need to change because that was far too easy. But we'll take it. 6 goals now in the Premier League, and Sané scores inside 2 minutes. Sané play inside here. Goretzka trying to open up his body to shoot, just wide. So close though from him. Great run into the box. Oh, passed straight to Jesus. Luckily for them, we've lost it because I wasn't expecting that. Go on, Goretzka, lead this attack. Waiting for Malcolm. Malcolm, can he turn and shoot? He can, it's 2-0. Always looks like we're going to score that chance. Swansea are absolutely terrible. 2-0, 17 minutes in. Malcolm continues to extend his lead at the top of the goal scorers charts. That's, I think, his 14th, maybe 15th of the season. Not bad from 19 games, really. Malcolm, little 1-2, Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker cuts it back to Malcolm. Oh, what a goal that would have been. But it was saved in the end. Wasn't even supposed to find Malcolm. I think it was supposed to find Jesus, who was in there. I couldn't quite tell, but Kyle Walker just got the cut back wrong slightly. Great run, though, from the right back. And we're again going to go forward, look for De Bruyne this time. Beaten to it. Good chance for Swansea. Good save by Ederson, though. Oh, one back onto Mendy. Malcolm saved again by the keeper. All comes from their own mistakes every single time. Sterling back into the box. Headed away as far as Goretzka. Mendy's still up there. Going to go for a cross. Again, trying to find Malcolm. This time cleared. Kyle Walker getting forward again. He's got a licence to do that. Jesus going to go for a cutback. Cut out this time. Constant pressure on Swansea's defence. We're going to go for a cross in here. De Bruyne flicks onto Sterling on his left foot. And the goalkeeper saves down to his right. Half-time winning the game 2-0. Complete control at the moment. Swansea barely been in our half. And when they have, it's been from us in possession. So they've really struggled. We've looked so good going forward. This is the sort of game where you kind of expect it to be a 6-0. But it's 2-0 at half-time. Happy so far. Hopefully we can continue that pressure. Danny Welbeck playing for Swansea. Didn't know that. Walker over to Sterling. Goes for a cross. What a ball in! Oh, it's gone in. That's absolutely beautiful from Raheem Sterling. It finds Malcolm, who gets down low and heads into the back of the net. It's 3-0. Malcolm gets his second. What a start to the second half. Sterling doesn't even celebrate. Just plays it cool. But look at that from Kyle Walker. Down to the right-hand side there for Sterling to cross in. What a diving header. That's absolutely fantastic football as that. Beats the defender to it. Not only beats the defender, but beats the keeper as well. That's incredible from Malcolm and Sterling. And it's his 15th league goal of the season. Malcolm going to try and lay this one off. It's going to fall to Jesus on his left foot. Over. Kyle Walker doesn't even get a yellow card for that. No, I've not seen one anyway. He should do. It's a terrible challenge. Let's watch this one back on the replay. We'll see whether he did get a yellow card in the end, but as you can see, absolutely awful challenge. Did the ref give him one? We didn't see it. No, he didn't. How did he get away with that? That's unbelievable. All 3 changes, Foden, Messi and Mbappe all to come. We're going to take off Malcolm, Sterling and Leroy Sané as well. Foden's going to play as the centre-attacking mid now. Also changing both the wingers. Those guys have been playing very well, so we've got to try and protect them for future games. We'll see what we get with Mbappe on the right-hand side. It's not been great there, really, but we'll see whether he can play well, or a little bit better anyway in this match. Ball over the top there to Mbappe. That's a great pass. We're going to hit it first time. No other options. We went for it. It's always going to be tricky, really. Goretzka into Jesus. Turning, shooting, scoring. Keeper should do better there, but it's a goal on his left foot. Jesus scores. It's 4-0. That's the game over. 15 minutes left. It's been a very comfortable game. Again, we're sort of just floated through this game a little bit. That's why we're going to change the sliders. We'll do it at the end of today's episode as well, so I definitely remember. But yeah, 15 minutes to go. Again, it's just really sort of average defending. We just sort of walk through. No real challenges made, and the keeper should get there. It's close enough to him. But it's poor from him, and that's why we are going to change the difficulty. Certainly seem to have got used to Legendary and the sliders in the opposition's favour very, very quickly for some reason. I've no idea. I've not played this sort of level before on Legendary. Jesus ball through there to Mbappe. Mbappe running forward. Can he find Messi? Might well have been offside. I went for it anyway. Nothing to lose, really. 7 minutes left. Kyle Walker running forward. That's good. Kyle Walker's just going to shoot. Totally unchallenged again by the defence. The right back's allowed to run through. He's done it a few times in this game, and this time he scores. Goalkeeper again should do better. It's not a great strike, but it comes off the bar in the end. 5-0, 3 minutes to go. Kyle Walker chips in with another goal. He scored, I think, in the game that we simmed, in fact, earlier. So, 2 for him recently, and he continues to add to his goal tally. But look at that, the space that opens up in that defence. What's going on between the left back and the left centre back as well? No idea where that gap comes from. We've run right the way through. It's right at the goalkeeper, he should say, but he doesn't. It's 5-0, not going to complain too much, but of course it's quite clearly a sign that we need to change the difficulty. That's it, finishes 5-0, obviously a very, very easy win in the end. Swansea didn't do a lot. We attacked fantastically yet again. Managed just to break down their team very quickly as well, so impressive all round. Leroy Sané scoring just inside 2 minutes as well, so a really good game for us. 12 shots, 9 on target, 5 goals, 1 shot on target for the opposition, although 7 shots, which I don't really remember too many of them to be honest, but they had a few shots in the end, just didn't really take them like we did. Gets us 3 points, puts us in obviously a fantastic position in the league table still, and we will end today's episode here I think. We've got a game against Leicester coming up shortly. We'll take a look at this email from being Delph transfer approach made, Kekileri, on a pre-contract agreement. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. Want to try and get rid of him in a separate deal. Maybe we could try and put a bid in for somebody else, including him, to try and get rid of him rather than him being allowed to go for free. We'll find out anyway next episode, and we will quickly do some play drills, change the difficulty, and see whereabouts we end up at the end of today's episode. Let's see how we get on this week. Vieira goes up, that's great news. He's gone up again in fact, I'm pretty sure he's 55 overall at the start of today's episode, so 2 overall so far, and he's not too far away from the next one. Okay, so let's change the difficulty slightly. We're only going to make slight tweaks, because they do actually make an impact, quite a big impact when you make slight adjustments, I've noticed in the past. So we are going to go, shot speed is going to increase for the CPU by 1, we're also going to put shot area down by 1 as well, and I think pass speed should go up by 1. We'll do that. Only slight tweaks, like I said, but I have noticed in the past those slight little tweaks do make a big difference. So we'll see what that does anyway in the next episode against Leicester. We will just go to the Leicester game, see if we've got any more transfers to deal with. Matthew, again, £20 million from Hoffenheim this time round. Don't know why it's always 20, but we're going to reject it. We'll wait on the Aguero deal a little bit to see what we can do with Dybala. That's not happened yet again. They've not got back to us, and that will be it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your transfer suggestions in the comments section below using the hashtag comment of the day. And if you could try and hit 90 likes on today's episode, then you'll get yourself a bonus episode if you do that between 12 PM and 6 PM UK time. So 6 hours to try and do that, and you'll get a bonus episode out straight away. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.